The NFL on EA Sports has come to the Twin Cities at U.S. Bank Stadium in downtown Minneapolis. It can certainly get loud inside this building, and just a few moments ago when the Vikings were introduced, it was downright shaking in here. They're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with the Chicago Bears. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Check 26, check 26.
First carry now for David Montgomery. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now Trubisky. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
An early task, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. Trubisky will throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Harrison Smith on the safety blitz, able to get the sack.
How about that? One of the so-called little guys putting the pressure on. That was the strong safety. When I was in college, we often called that a lightning blitz.
O'Donnell, he's on to punt as he gets this one away. Escapes the defender. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10 at the 40. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early, because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
On 2nd down, it's Cook. The good run on 1st down followed up by a not-so-good run on 2nd down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on 3rd down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with play over your best blocker.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. They'll run it. Here's Cook. He's got a 1st down and then some inside the 40. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, 52 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. And they got the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
Throwing here, Trubisky. It's complete to Robinson. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 37-yard line.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
18.
Now it's Trubisky. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Coverage there by the safety, Harrison Smith.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. 18 yards on that one, and Chicago has the first. Here's Trubisky to throw toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Trubisky to throw again. Robinson's got it. And he's got this down to the 35. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 35. They'll throw on first down with Trubisky. He finds Robinson. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 1 coming up. After 7-0 on EA Sports.
117. Single.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Trubisky, and his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. Well, Charles, you and I have made our predictions for Super Bowl 54. Well, coming soon, the official Madden NFL 20 Super Bowl prediction. Something Madden folks do every year is predict how they think the big game is going to play out. And that prediction, with the help, by the way, from Peyton and Eli Manning, is going to be revealed on Thursday, January 30th, 9 Eastern. Go to EA.com/theprediction to check it out. And keep playing Madden to feed the machine and tell us who you think will win as well. Again, it's EA.com/theprediction. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Cousins gives way to Cook. And an alley to run. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook. 79 yards. And the Vikings get the quick strike touchdown. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And it's now 14-0. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Oh, able to avoid him. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between two.
He's got a man, complete. A huge play there for Chicago. 45 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Here's Trubisky. Wide open receiver, complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A good pickup, 17 yards and a Bear first down. Now it's Trubisky. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Allen Robinson, the intended receiver. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here and 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
They'll drop the throw. And Miller will pull this one in. He's got it for the Bears touchdown. Anthony Miller there to make the grab as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make our score 14-7. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
They get 14 there. First down, Vikings. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Gun. Check 59. Mike is 59.
From the gun, here's Cousins. Going deep for Diggs. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs. 65 yards. And the Vikings get the quick strike touchdown. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive. And it seemed like they may be giving up momentum. Not so fast.
No, not at all, because they end up pushing the lead up once again. And you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo. Didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 50-yard line.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We take a win.
We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. From midfield now, here's Trubisky. This one hauled in, and again it's Robinson. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down for the Bears.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there, because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you can just put the ball on him and then let him run.
He's got some space. Looking to throw, Trubisky on first down. He completes this into the hands of Miller. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. 18 yards on that one, and Chicago has the first.
18 on the play. First down, Bears.
Trubisky now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's 1st and 10.
Mike, 55. Right there in the middle, 55. Been a long day for you.
From the red zone now, here's Trubisky on first down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Again, it's Trubisky. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. Call it luck or skill, whatever the case is. They're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's all you're looking for.
Mike, 55.
On 3rd down, Trubisky. Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. Then he'll take it all the way up near the 30-yard line. A quick sidestep here, CD. The NFL doing something kind of neat for its 100th season, which wraps up with Super Bowl 54. They're inducting a 20-man class, a centennial class, into the Pro Football Hall of Fame this year. Now, a number of modern-day candidates won't be announced until the night before the Super Bowl, but 15 have already been announced, and it's a pretty good list so far. Guys like Harold Carmichael, Bobby Dillon, Alex Karras, Donnie Shell, Duke Slater, a number of others in there as well, CD.
Yeah, you're right about that, and what this does is they hope it helps ease the backlog of some of the great candidates that are out there. You know, a Max Speedy and Ed Sprinkle, people may have forgotten about, but they were tremendous during their time frame. And we did get to see, if you were watching television, coaches Bill Cowher and Jimmy Johnson receive their invitation to Canton from the president of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And we saw those announcements live. It was so much fun, wasn't it? And the emotion that came through. And let's not forget Executive George Young, who built the New York Giants back in the day with Bill Parcells and crew to win Super Bowls. And former Commissioner Paul Tagliabue, he presided over the big growth of the league. And contributor Steve Sable of NFL Films, who should have been in a long time ago. Without NFL Films, I don't think we have the number of fans watching the game today.
Cousins. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. First down, here's Cousins. And Diggs has it. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Again, it's Cousins. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. He was looking for his tight end there, Kyle Rudolph, and it's 3rd and short. They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Cousins again. And a big loss here as he's taken down. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. And how about this right out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Now a nice throw here, right side. He hauls it in. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. The big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards. So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Cousins to throw it. It's complete. Abdullah. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Call it a gain of 5. And it'll bring up a second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Draw play. Cousins to Cook. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now.